Hi there, and welcome to my video today. I'm going to show you how to make a mixed media tag using cardboard. And in this process, it's really easy. I'm just starting off cutting up a little box that I got, and I'm using the cardboard from that and repurposing it. So I pulled aside a bunch of papers that I thought I'd like to use with it, and these are some tags that I made in the past just on paper, but they just felt a little flimsy to me. So I wanted to use something a little more sturdy that I could use in my junk journal or add interest to another project. I can use them for basic cards for people to put on actual presents. And it's also a great way to repurpose all these papers that I have from my jelly printing that I don't use. So I'm just starting off by putting together a few papers that I like and kind of creating a little bit of shape so that they'll go together in a way that I kind of like how it looks. And I'm using my satin medium that I always use to put my papers down. I'm putting a layer of this on the cardboard first, and then I put a layer on top to just create a little bit of a barrier in between anything else that I may put on top later. So I'm going to do 2 tags at a time and just playing with the papers, again, putting the satin medium down and just kind of putting the papers down in a way that I like how it looks. Because these are things that I'm going to be using in my art or I'm going to be giving away on actual presents. So I don't really think too much during this process, just putting the papers down. I usually do it by color and kind of keeping it neat along the way, just trimming off the edges. So you can kind of see how it's taking shape already. I am going to do both sides so that I can use it in multiple projects. And it just kind of gives me a little bit of freedom to do whatever I like with them. There doesn't have to be a particular way you put the paper down. You just put it down how you like it, how it looks, a lot of overlapping, and just having fun with the process. It's kind of like I always say, the end is really nice to have a pretty piece of art, but the process is really the fun part. I love getting lost in just kind of playing with papers and different colors and shapes. And it's really great to learn during the process what I like and different techniques that may kind of expand my skills in the future. So here we are at the 4th side, just kind of cutting up papers and putting them down quickly. I did speed up the video so it wasn't quite so long. No one needs to see collaging for that long. So just putting the papers down, that is a rice paper, and these are all different collage papers that I made with my jelly plate. So I will put up a video right here on using a jelly plate if you're not familiar with it. It's a really great way to make your own collage papers and a lot of fun. So here it is, both sides, and I'm just going to let them dry because I don't want to put anything else on top while it's wet, and then we can continue with the process. So this next layer, I wanted to put on some stamps and just create a little more interest rather than just going with straight papers. So this is Stays On ink that I use, the ink pad, and I'm using just different stamps that I like. This is a music stamp, musical notes, and it went on a little heavy right there. Didn't love that, so I'm going to kind of play with that later. Just having fun with different shapes and images that show up. Again, I'm not thinking too hard about what I'm doing, just kind of playing. So this little black blob that I created is not something I wanted to include. I am going to put down a little white titanium paint here just to kind of push it into the background. And then I found a little piece of collage paper that I liked with a little pink in it. So just layering that on top to get rid of that black mess. And that's part of the process of doing this, is just knowing that things aren't always going to turn out the way you want them to, and you just kind of go with it. So here I'm just using a 1-hole punch, making a little spot for a little ribbon to make the actual tag, and threading that ribbon through. So again, you can use these as something you put on a gift or something you use in your mixed media art projects. I like the idea of using it as like a little piece in a journal where you can write a few notes on it and then kind of just refer to it later. Maybe a certain moment in time, you just kind of record a memory. So with this next step, I'm just making a little space on here to write on so that it's kind of more pronounced when I actually put something on there. And again, just using titanium white, nothing fancy, just creating a little spot to, this one I'm going to put some lines down, and the other one I'm going to use as an actual gift tag. So I did let the paint dry, and now I'm just drawing these lines so that when I use it later, I can just write something on it that reminds me of something. And this is the tag. So you can see that little pocket. This is a good example of how you can use a tag like this for your little journals or for any other ephemera that you may have set up. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed watching this simple tutorial today. If you liked it, please feel free to subscribe so you're notified of other videos when I put them out. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.